So today we are going to cover who is your ideal client and how to find them. And I remember the first time my coach, when I was at Real Estate One, we got this coach that Real Estate One paid for, right? So our top producer or the top producers at Real Estate One would get a coach that the company paid for. And they paid $1,000 and I had to pay $600. So at that time, $1,600 for me for a monthly coaching call was like a mortgage payment. It was like dry heaving just to try to like make that, even though I only had to cover 600, even that 600 for me was 600, then I could barely come up with to pay it, right? So for me, it was like, I was always on the call. I took big advantage of it. But I remember my coach asking me, so who's your ideal client? And I remember looking at her thinking, like, does she like, what do you mean when you say stupid things? Like, don't say stupid things. What's an ideal client? I've never even heard the terminology, right? And so that's what I would like to cover today and actually go into detail really to figure out who is your ideal client. Because what I don't want to happen to you is this. Back in the past, I would say, I'm not gonna lie, I was this person. I looked at people with a bubble above their head and I was like $12,000, $15,000, $22,000 potential commission, right? Because I knew that they're planning on buying a $412,000 house or a $300,000 house. So for me, it was a commission to change. So I looked at everyone with a bubble above their head of like what they are worth for me. And I used to say, I'll be anyone's best friend for 90 days for $15,000. I'll be your best friend for 90 days, right? Yes. Can you do that? Yes. Can you do it until the cows come home, until the end of your life? Absolutely, you could do it. You could chase the next commission. But what if, or the next paycheck, or the next whatever that you sell for a living? But what if you could figure out who are those people that you don't have to feel like you're hard selling them, like you're convincing them to work with you, or you're trying to figure out where your next commission comes from? There's no worse feeling, in my opinion, is not having sustainable income, meaning that you know that you close these 5 deals and then you're not unemployed and trying to figure out where the next 5 is going to come from, but knowing and being certain that every month, if you close 5 last month, you're going to close 5 again and 5 again and 5 again, as long as you do the same things. What's the definition of insanity? Who can tell me? Definition of insanity.
Same things over and over again, expecting a different result.
There you go. Exactly. So if you're happy with 5 closings a month and you did it last month and the month before and the month before, and you want to do that again, what should you do? The same thing, right? Do the same thing. You're going to have the same result. The problem is most of the time, what is the same thing? Because if you don't slow down to figure out where did those transactions come from and who is your ideal client and who is that person that happens to just keep showing up, it's kind of the same caliber of people, then you're not going to be able to find them, right? You're not going to be able to target them. And if you can't target them, then the way I look at it is it's like aiming, right? Like imagine turning the lights off and you're trying to get a bullseye, but there's no target. Right? Like you can't possibly hit it if you don't have a crystal clear, where the heck are we going? Who are we targeting and what we are trying to achieve? And this is one of my favorite quotes that I learned from Brent Gove. I am looking for the people who are looking for me. I don't want this anymore. Let me show you this. I don't want this anymore. Do I want the commission? Absolutely. Do I want that amount of money to show up in my bank account? Absolutely. But I don't want to do it for the money anymore. I want to know exactly who do I need to work with so that A, it doesn't feel like work. I actually love it. They are my people and we get to do this, right? We don't have to. I don't have to work with asshole anymore for $15,000 because now I know who I get to work with. So it also will give you freedom to choose who your client is, but you get to choose it up front, right? So you don't even have to put up with asshole. You never get to asshole ever again because you're going to focus, zone in on who is your ideal client.